Bonjour. And hello, it got me by surprise. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I guess YouTube is very busy today, probably with all the games and stuff. I did a different setting today because we are going to work with glitter and it might be hard to see, and that's why I got the better camera to work with. Hello. Tina, how are you hanging on, sweetie? Tina lost her dog. And I feel so sorry because I know how that is. So, donc j'ai dit que j'utilise un setting différent comme vitesse du vidéo parce qu'on va travailler avec les paillettes et elles sont très délicates. Donc j'ai voulu une meilleure qualité du vidéo. So generally speaking, if we want to see glitter, we should be able to have a good video quality, and the settings that I was using until now doesn't get the video up to the super HD, only to the 720. So now I made it on 1080, so it might be a few more seconds delay than usual between the chat and when you hear what I'm saying. So please be patient because I can see what you're saying. I feel so sorry. My heart is breaking for you, Tina. Okay, so I decided for today to combine two of the requests that I've been having. We did do a little bit, I forgot if it was 2 weeks ago or the one before, a little bit of swirly beads. And a lot of people have asked me to do more glitter stuff. And this is one of the glitter things, but I will do later some better glitter stuff. Because actually, I don't know if any of you ever try to do, for example, a Skinner blend using glitter. Because you can definitely do that and it looks great, only that unless you decide to work only with your roller, you're going to have to do a lot of pasta machine cleaning. So I want to show you the galaxy beads have been around the internet, oh gosh, forever. I have no idea who came up with the first time with the idea, because if I knew, I would tell you. You know how I love to know everything about the history of polymer clay. But I have no idea. I wasn't able to find it out. What I found out was that the first ones appeared somewhere around 2001. That's how far back on my internet searches I was able to go, but there were many and from many people. So, bonsoir, Karine. Shorthead Marine. Oh, that is hilarious, Jeanette. Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to show you not just how to do the galaxy beads, and let's pray that my hands work properly because I've been trying to clean the house since yesterday with all the issues that I had with the pets. But also how to get some veneers from the swirly beads. It's not that hard. It's not hard at all. And another thing that I want to, I know I'm getting repetitive with this, but remember that I keep telling you about Kathy Weaver. And Kathy is making year-round bracelets for the children who are in the hospitals battling cancer. I forgot how many hospitals she goes and gives them to. I know that recently she added one more hospital to it. But if you have any canes or any beads laying around, or I don't know, findings for making bracelets, I will post once again a link to her Facebook profile. And I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Until the first, when I'm going to send her my package, I'm just gathering all the scraps of clay that I have, and I'm just making beads out of them, you know, because she can use the beads. Just make sure that you do them anywhere between 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. And I made a few more canes besides the snowflakes. The carnation I made yesterday, I'm gonna send it to, and then I made 3 more canes. And again, if you decide to send her canes, try to get them like 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Hi, Teresa. So if you could do and if you could help and join in the effort for the kids, that would be absolutely wonderful. Bonsoir, Regine. So let's get to work because it's not a biggie. And if you have any problems, is anybody going to work with me? Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui va travailler avec moi? Si vous avez des problèmes, dites-moi et je vais faire les choses un peu plus lentement pour que vous pouvez travailler avec moi dans à la même vitesse. So if you're working at the same time with me and you are experiencing problems, please tell me so I can slow down and you can keep up. So let's first I have some black clay that has been conditioned. It is Premo. So let's get a piece that would be comfortable. Get it a little bit bigger than just 3/4 of an inch. Get it a little bit, let's say, like this. And this is the high soile. This is going to be our bead. So let's first make it into a sphere. And remember, you don't want folds. So even if you fold it like this, make sure that by the time you make it into a sphere, you do not get any folds showing. And as a general idea, remember I've shown you how to do the sanding and buffing. Hi, Dorothy. And as a tip, if you do your round beads properly, and it ideally is to wear some latex glove or nitrile gloves. But if you do them properly, then you don't really need to sand much. You can just go directly to buffing them, and they will look beautiful. I do have in plan to buy one of those secondhand rock tumblers because I've seen quite a few discussions and reviews on that, including Cindy Leeds Polymer Clay Tutor, how to use a rock tumbler to sand and buff round beads because they are so hard to do. So I got my round bead. That's about 1 inch, close to 1 inch. Yeah, it's almost 1 inch. Let's say 15/16. So 1 inch sounds okay. And I'm going to get 2 colors of glitter. And I'm going to get 2 pieces of clay, and now it's going to get messy. And Teresa's gonna laugh at me because she's been cleaning glitter from her house not a long time ago. So we are going to mix glitter in both of them. Preferably, it's a good idea to use the polyester glitter. It's much better than the metallic glitter. And also, generally speaking, the polyester glitter sometimes changes color when heated, the same way as the Angelina film would do. So it gets more iridescence. For example, this one, it depends on how long it gets baked. It can go anywhere from blue, gold, green, and if I bake it for a longer time, it actually gets red. So it's really interesting. And it's a good idea to test your glitters before using them, so you know what colors you might get if they do shift color. Yes, glitter. You can use sparkly embossing powder. You don't have to use glitter. I just don't have any sparkly one. I do have, but it's black, sparkly black, so it wouldn't show very good on. Okay, it helps when you actually do the opening. Uh, so the sparkly black doesn't show very good on black. And that's why I'm not using it. This one is beautiful, and I think I've shown it to you before in the fairy wings tutorial. Um, the clay with me. If you can get it, it's one of the best to use for fairy wings. So just gently mix it. And you might have to add glitter several more times, because it's going to be as hard to mix it in as usually mica powder is. Oui, des paillettes. Donc, j'ai dit que c'est mieux d'utiliser des paillettes polyester parce que les paillettes polyester, généralement, la plupart d'eux changent de couleur quand elles sont chauffées. Et avec quelques-uns de ceux qui changent de couleur, ça dépend de combien de temps vous les cuisez. Par exemple, celui-ci que j'ai montré avant dans le live que j'ai eu pour les ailes de fée, celui-ci va, quand je le cuis plus longtemps, va dans l'or, vert, bleu, et si je le cuis plus de 40 minutes, il devient rouge. Je sais, c'est incroyable, mais oui, il devient absolument rouge. Mais vous voulez avoir au moins 2 couleurs de paillettes et mélanger les paillettes très, très, très bien. Vous allez avoir besoin de beaucoup de paillettes pour qu'on peut les voir. So yeah, you can use metallic glitters as well. But generally speaking, metallic glitters are a little bit bigger. The grain is much bigger. So you cannot get very delicate effects with them. Hi, James. And also, they don't change color. Obviously, metal doesn't really change color when it is heated. And you've probably watched quite a bit of swirly beads tutorials. So practically what we are going to do is to just make ourselves some glitter bits, attach them to the bead, and then start swirling. And the pieces that we attach will start slowly creeping up. No, the color of the clay does not affect the color of the glitter. It's just the temperature and the duration of cooking. Il n'y a pas de quoi. Mani a demandé si la couleur de la pâte a aucune influence sur la couleur finale des paillettes, et je dis que non, la seule influence est la température de cuisson et la duration de cuisson. So, let me see, maybe just a little bit more. Now, if you have a clay that already has glitter, you might use it, but even with that, you might want a little bit more glitter than is in the, like you have the Premo accents or some of the Pardo. I don't know, does Cernit have glittery? Est-ce que le Cernit a des paillettes? Bonsoir Sylvie. Parce que je sais que le Primo a des pâtes paillettes. Et le Pardo aussi, mais je ne sais pas, est-ce que le Cernit a une ligne de paillettes ou pas? J'ai dit que si vous avez de la pâte avec des paillettes incorporées, vous voulez quand même ajouter un peu plus de paillettes. Parce que vous voulez un mélange de paillettes très, très, très riche. Okay, I think that this should be pretty much good. Now, let me try and you will want, after you do the mixes, you will definitely want to clean very well your working area. So let me see, can you see the glittery? Yeah, it can be seen. That's good. That was the whole idea, that you can see the glitters. So do you have any kind of requests for the next live? Anybody would want to see anything done in live, considering it's a holiday time? Et si quelqu'un a aucune demande pour le prochain live, dites-moi, parce que c'est les fêtes de Noël et peut-être vous voulez voir quelque chose étant fait sur le live. Et si vous pensez plus tard, vous pouvez toujours me contacter. So if you think later and you cannot think of anything now, you can always contact me. So I will do, I had a request, and hopefully next week I'll have time. I will do the faux burr wood, the manzanita faux effect. This one needs more too. So this one is the treasure of American body art. And remember, in the Imagine contest, the first prize winner will get 10 of these bags of various colors of glitters. J'utilise les paillettes de American Body Art. Et n'oubliez pas que le gagnant du premier prix du concours Imagine va gagner dans le prix, parmi autres choses, 10 petites poches de ce brin de paillettes de différentes couleurs. Pas le treasure. Je garde le treasure pour moi-même. So not the treasure. I keep the treasure for myself. Especially because I don't know if you watched my tutorial on how to do turquoise nugget beads. These ones work absolutely beautifully to do the matrix. Polar bear with a Coke bottle. Oh, come on, Tina. That's not the subject for a live, unless you want a live that would last like 2 or 3 hours. Now, I can try to do it separately on a regular tutorial. But you like the polar bears, huh? Okay, let's see. Yeah, we want a little bit more. On veut encore un peu. Parce que vous voulez ça être très, très, très scintillant. N'utilisez pas des paillettes qui sont trop grosses. Donc, pas de mylar. Don't use big grain glitter. Definitely don't use mylar flakes. You can use the chameleon Born Pretty, the one that's on the very bottom. Il n'y a pas de quoi, Sylvie. J'aimerais faire beaucoup plus de traductions sur les vidéos, mais je suis toujours en crise de temps. Et ça prend assez de temps pour faire les sous-titres en français. I was saying that I would love to make more subtitles in French for my videos, but I'm always in a lack of time, and those subtitles, the CCs, take quite a bit of time because they have to be not just typed, but also edited and placed exactly where in the time frame. So you've seen that on the more important, especially the ones that deal with basic techniques, I try to do the French as well. Vous avez vu que lorsqu'il y a des vidéos sur des techniques de base, j'essaie toujours mettre des sous-titres en français. Mais et ça aide beaucoup, Sylvie. Okay, let's see. This looks okay. Let's try it, because we won't know until we try. So first, let's clean this. Because we don't want to pick up glitter where we don't need the glitter to be. There will be some glitter picked up from the rest of the bead anyway, but we don't want that much. The fairy wings, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to do more fairy wings, but if you go on my Pinterest, I tried to set there as many fairy wings tutorials as I could. So that should help you quite a bit. But yeah, I do intend to do some after the holidays, to do some sculpture and some several ways of doing fairy wings. And I actually started the tutorial on how to make doll eyes. Donc j'ai dit qu'après les fêtes d'hiver, je vais faire plus de tutos sur la sculpture et aussi avec les ailes pour les fées. Et j'ai déjà commencé un tuto sur comment faire des yeux pour les poupées d'art en utilisant de la pâte polymère et de la pâte polymère liquide. Now, you do this if you want to have the arms of the so-called galaxy pretty defined. If you don't care and you just want to get the glitter haphazardly, you can just place some glitter all around it. Now here it will be a little bit more complicated. Don't roll it in your hands. À ce moment, ne roulez pas la sphère dans vos mains parce que vous allez attraper tous les paillettes et les transférer sur l'autre côté. So don't roll in your hands because you're going to pick up glitter and transfer it here, and we don't want that to happen yet. Okay, so kind of flatten them as much as you can, and let's start and hope that my hands work properly. Oh yes, you need to. Well, what if we do all kinds of little animals that can have fairy wings? Oh, that's what you meant on using the fairy wings. I thought that you meant making more fairy wings. So the idea is that you need to, let me fix the camera a little bit. You need to hold the acrylic block fairly parallel to the table. Then roll in one direction and one direction only, but try while you're rolling to keep the block parallel to the table. That is very, very important. Now, remember one thing. The wider the circles, the pointier will be your bead. The more you press, the flatter it will be and you'll get less swirls. Donc, pour faire des tourbillons, on prend le bloc d'acrylique et on doit le tenir complètement parallèle à la table de travail. Quand vous faites vos circles, essayez de quand même maintenir le bloc d'acrylique parallèle à la table de travail. Et vous devez vous souvenir que si vous faites des cercles larges, le plus large le cercle, la plus pointue sera votre perle. Le plus vous pressez, le plus vous appuyez, le moins de tourbillons vous allez obtenir et là, votre perle sera très plate. So let's go ahead and try. I usually hold like this with my fingers against the table to try and maintain the same distance for the acrylic block. For some reason, my hands work in such a way that my beads always have the tendency to travel left, but that's because of my hands condition. Donc, je tiens mes doigts dans cette position pour maintenir la même distance avec le bloc acrylique. Pour, je ne sais pas pour quelle raison, mais mes perles ont la tendance de marcher vers la gauche. Probablement, c'est à cause des problèmes que j'ai avec mes mains. Mais allons commencer. Now, you see how when I turn, the bead turns the other way. Vous voyez, quand je tourne le bloc, la perle move dans l'autre direction. Donc, j'ai le bloc dans la direction des aiguilles d'un réveil, mais la perle va contre-temps. So you see, I move clockwise, but my bead goes counterclockwise, and it already traveled. So I'm going to try and do it like this so you can see. You see how it travels, and slowly it will start picking up those edges, and just try and keep it at the same pace and the same distance. You can move it back, that will be just fine. And remember, the wider the circles, the more you're going to be picking up. This is the only thing that's a little bit more difficult with these galaxy beads, the fact that you cannot really flatten them to flatten those bits of clay with the glitter, because when you start with a perfectly round sphere, it goes much easier. What? Okay. And I'm going to just press a little bit more. And again, somebody else might do them differently than I do. Maybe easier. If I'll find any tutorial on this, I'll post it in a link in the video description. And I have a very small acrylic block, and it's a little bit more difficult. If you have one that's a little bit bigger, it's much better. Non, c'est du Premo, Sylvie. And I'm doing ovals again. If you have, honestly, if you have any kind of issues with your hands, you'll have a little bit of trouble doing this. I have my days, and today is definitely not one of them. But remember what I always say, there will be days in which I can show you how it's done, but I might not be able to do it properly. And we just twirl and twirl and twirl until those edges will be completely rounded and incorporated. And again, don't touch the top and the bottom. You can turn it around to make sure all sides are properly done. You can do this if you want, but don't touch the top and the bottom. Je vais faire des tutos sur la Pardo bientôt, Sylvie, donc ce sera plus facile pour toi de comprendre comment on travaille avec le Pardo. And I'm making again oval beads. Sometimes I make oval twirly beads. I have no idea why. But see how, I don't, let me try and see. Can you see how it traveled and it's making the, like the arms of a galaxy? On the other side again, also. But that's why you must avoid touching the top and the bottom, because if you pick glitter and drop it there, it's going to mess up the galaxy pattern. Oh, thank you, Tina. Once those edges get perfectly rounded in, then you won't have any more problems of doing it. But that's the hardest part, to get those edges to get in. And see, it's again oval. I have no idea why. Let's see, it starts twirling. Okay, camera. And let's do a little bit more swirl. On va faire un peu plus de tourbillon que ça. Parce que les galaxies sont bien en spirale. Because we want that galaxy spiral signature. So remember, wide circles if you want the twirl. Donc, des cercles larges si vous voulez du tourbillon. It's possible that I made the bead too big for my hands to handle right now. Merci, Sylvie. And you just have to be patient, you know, because it takes a while for those, like on a regular swirly bead, it takes a while for those swirls to start getting formed. I hope the next bead won't do all this oval thing on me. Yeah, a little bit they do. Yeah, and it's my hands that do all this. You know that. I've been having for a couple of days flares of peripheral neuropathy. That's when my hands and my feet feel like I'm on hot coals. And so it's kind of hard to control your hands properly when that happens. I still get the swirl even in an oval. That's not a problem. As I said, just be patient. You will actually start feeling when you're starting getting the swirls after a while. If you do more of these, you'll be able to start feeling it feels a little bit sticky when the swirls start forming. Because that's when the clay starts sticking a little bit to the acrylic block, and that's when it starts getting twirled. Because it sticks, and when the bead moves, the part that got stuck moves slower, so it gets left behind. See how it's starting the whole swirl thing. And of course, you can do this. Another way of doing this is to actually do the glitter part with translucent. That's another way of doing it, and we can actually do that. I do have some translucent here on hand, but let's do a little bit more swirl so we can do a veneer out of it. Come on. It's getting really sticky with the glitters. Okay, that's pretty much it. So we got swirls, right? Now what you're doing to get veneers, you gently flatten it, but very gently because otherwise it will crack on the sides. And then all you need to do is to just shave a piece of veneer out of it. Make sure it's well stuck to the table. Come on, stop traveling. But you can pretty much get this. And you can use it as a veneer on a medallion or something. Another thing, if you need to flatten this, okay, because you will have to flatten it in order to use it. Don't use the roller directly on it. Use some wax paper or maybe even cling wrap, and make sure that you go in all directions, because you don't want the glitter to get stuck on the roller. And you will have a very delicate swirly veneer. I hope you can see it properly. And you can imagine once you get this varnished or resined, it looks absolutely fabulous. Yeah, it can be seen properly. Now let's go ahead and try it with the translucent. Let me cut the top of this and kind of turn it inside out. And that's another pretty veneer. And you see, they get a little bit mixed. The glitters get a little bit mixed, but it just enhances the effect. So I'm going to actually cut this in two because it's got glitter on the outside, right? I'm going to kind of fold the glitter in so we don't have too much on the outside. I'm going to put together the foldings and then form another bead. I still have a little bit of glitter, but you can also wipe it out a little bit. So let's get some translucent and mix some glitter in translucent and see how that works. There we go. Let me condition it just a pinch. Kaledogoko, comment ça va? On fait des perles galaxie tourbillonnées avec des paillettes. On fait des... c'est pour utiliser comme une... c'est pas vernis le mot. Est-ce que c'est le mot? De la même façon que tu utilises le mot kumegane, par exemple, ou une tranche de canne, de la même façon. Tu peux transférer l'effet de spirale du tourbillon sur un médaillon, par exemple. Parce que si tu la laisses là-bas, tu peux seulement utiliser la perle. Mais si tu veux faire, par exemple, sur un bracelet, tu peux transférer tous ces spirales et faire une ligne. Excellent. Okay, let's do some glitter in this. And again, we have to have, now see, like the glitter in Premo Opal, that's too big for this effect. Like in the Premo Accents line, you have the Opal. That is too big of a glitter to do this. Oui, tu vas voir maintenant, la première, je l'ai fait seulement avec du noir, mais avec celui-ci, je vais mélanger les paillettes dans du translucide et ensuite mettre le translucide sur le noir. Tu vas pouvoir regarder après que c'est fini. We'll have to make sure that we have enough glitter, the same as for the first one. Yeah, I've been fairly frustrated because I've been working on a specific video and initially it was supposed to be like over 2 hours and there were too many video clips in it and the video editor started balking, so I divided it in two and I started working and then I realized that I had been too tired and I misplaced two of the video clips, so I had to start it all over again. So yeah, sometimes, no, 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 not snake skin, Tonya. Galaxy beads. I made the galaxy beads with just black. Okay, let me show you the effect. And how you can take veneers from the galaxy beads and make veneers from galaxy beads. How to make galaxy beads with glitter. See? No, especially if when it's small, you don't have problems cutting through. When it's bigger or the mylar flakes, yeah, they can be a little bit of a pain to cut. But the small glitter like this, the polyester one, kind of slides easily, turns around, so you can cut right under or over it. You don't actually cut through it because it's so small. But the larger ones, yes, especially the mylar flakes, that's a pain to cut. It's even harder to cut than cutting through gold leaf. Pas acrylique, polyester. Hi Deborah, tu vois ici, il dit polyester. Et les uns du American Body Art sont aussi du polyester. Mais pas les paillettes métalliques ne sont pas si bonnes parce qu'elles sont, d'habitude, elles sont trop grandes. Hi, Angel. Okay, I think that this is enough. Uh-oh, I had black under my fingernail. Now let's do the treasure one. Non, c'est pas de problème. Régine. C'est justement que je sais pas si ça existe des paillettes acryliques. Est-ce que j'ai jamais vu ici des paillettes acryliques? Est-ce que ça existe en Europe? But see how pretty this treasure it is? It has a little bit of a holographic effect. It's not really just copperish. It has some reds and greens and golds in it. I'll try and get it closer to the... and wait for the camera to focus. Come on. You see how pretty it is? Pauvre lézard. Hi, Pauline. Okay, the camera didn't focus very good on the glitter, but you can still see the different colors it has in it. And they have several colors that are like that. Several glitter colors that are like that, holographic. And another thing that I really like about the American body art is that they are all, because they are actually specialized in face painting, they are all safe for the skin, so you don't have to worry about getting anything through your skin, you know, any nasty substance through your skin and getting issues, because they make glitters, they make micas, and they make face paints with glitters and micas and all kinds of stuff. They actually sent me a sample. I never used it, but it is gorgeous. Let me grab it to show it to you. Donc, j'ai dit que le American Badiar fait des glitters parce qu'ils sont une compagnie qui fait de... En effet, c'est pour la peinture, pour le visage. Et ils m'ont envoyé, pour ça, à cause de ça, tous leurs glitter, tous leurs paillettes et le mica qu'ils ont sont pas toxiques sur la peau. Ils m'ont envoyé un échantillon de peinture pour le visage. Vous voyez que c'est absolument superbe. Yes, they are absolutely fabulous, everything that they make. And they have that mica that's at the same time iridescent and, whatchamacallit, has the ghost quality. From one angle, you see it yellow. From another angle, you see it green. Now, do you see how fine they are? They actually tint a little bit the acrylic. Yeah, maybe you should, because some of this stuff can be absolutely gorgeous. C'est pas gris, Sylvie, c'est bleu. So let's go once again. I think that this is enough. Let's go once again. I'm going to get a little bit of each of the mixes. Now, always make sure that you clean really well your acrylic block, so it wouldn't get too sticky to start with. And then, of course, the surface area, so you don't pick up glitters where they shouldn't be. And look at an angle from the side to make sure that you don't have any leftovers there. The polymer clay is pretty good at picking it up, but still, you might have some that fly away. Okay, so again, we take this. Now I have a little bit of glitter here, so that's where I'm going to add the and put them in, you know, alternating the glitters. And of course, you can use more colors. I'm just using 2 here, but you can use way more colors than this. Okay, I got them backwards. So again, don't roll them in your hands. Oui, tu pouvais essayer sur le Amazon, mais je crois que il envoie internationalement. Et aussi, si tu achètes, parce que ces petites poches sont 99 cents per poche. Et si tu n'achètes pas dans les boîtes, mais dans les poches, donc il pourrait envoyer dans des enveloppes. Donc, ce ne serait pas tellement de frais postaux. Okay, now let's try that again. And let's hope I don't make again an oval bead. So you see how it turns the other way? You just keep turning and turning and turning, and this way this time with the translucent you should be able to see when it starts traveling up. Maintenant avec le translucide vous devrez être capable de voir quand il commence à, vous voyez, quand il commence à marcher vers le haut. Okay, I need to clean this again. Clean this. C'est parce que ce qu'il se passe avec la pâte, elle devient très collante. J'ai des choses qui fondent. I have some things that start making noise. Okay. There we go. And I'm making it an oval again. But yeah, it's one of those days for my hands. Sorry. The thing is that I can never know how it's going to be the next day, so I cannot really plan. I just can plan and hope everything will be okay. But as Teresa said, probably I press more on one side than on the other, because remember the other day I didn't have any problem doing this. But on this one, you won't be able to see that much glittering until it gets baked, because you cannot see the glitter as well on the translucent as you can see it on the black. You can see the swirly part better. And you see how it travels towards the top and the bottom. Now, if Cindy was here, she could tell me exactly what am I doing and if I can do anything to control it with my stupid hands. You see, the problem is that I have those splints, braces, however you want to call them. But if I use them, then I cannot use my thumb for pinching anymore. So that's not really a good solution. Yeah, the ovals are pretty too, but you need to first get the swirly before getting them ovalish. They still swirl when in an oval, but not as much as when they are round. I think I'm pressing too hard on the towards the front. Let me try and get it the other way. I'm still pressing wrong. Sorry, I don't really have a lot of control on my hands today. think that once it decides to be oval, it's hard to unovalize it. And the problem is that if it becomes too elongated, then it will have the tendency to roll over. Come on. C'est pas de l'eau, c'est de l'alcool. Je nettoie le bloc acrylique parce que j'ai expliqué que les tourbillons se forment parce que en faisant tout ça, la pâte commence à coller au bloc acrylique. Et alors, quand la perle tourne, la pâte qui est un peu collée et move slower. Ne bouge pas si vite. C'est pourquoi tu obtiens la spirale, le tourbillon. Mais parfois, ça devient trop collant. Et c'est pour ça que je nettoie le bloc acrylique et la table. Maybe I'm pressing all together too hard and I don't realize. The thing is that when in days like this, I don't feel a lot with my hands, so that's why it's so hard to control. Okay, you stupid swirly bead. There. Yeah, I'm pressing too hard on one side and I cannot figure out on which side I'm pressing too hard. And I think I solved it. See, that's why they are traveling to the side, because I cannot hold an even pressure when it's like this. Almost there. No, not really. Not when my hands are like that. I can't, because I drop it. But we are getting there. There we go. A pretty swirl. The galaxy swirl. Bon, Régine. Bon appétit. So now that we did this, we can, of course, leave it like this, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous when the translucent will be translucent and will be transparent. But again, you can do exactly like I did with this one and just gently flatten it and then just slice the veneer off. Oh, tu regardes, Sylvie, tu peux l'arrêter, la recommencer. Tu la remets ici et tu recommences à le... Et tu vas obtenir encore plus de tourbillons. Tu décides quand tu en as eu assez de tourbillons. So Sylvie was asking, when do you know how to stop? And I said, you decide. You stop from time to time and look at it, because you can uh, restart it. And when you think that you had enough spiral, then you just stop doing. But you can always, you know, restart it. Oh, come on, stupid camera, focus. There we go. I'm looking at the camera on what you see, and it's later than what's happening here. Yeah, but I'll have to find one. I couldn't find anything at the Hobby Lobby here. And I'm afraid to buy them online because I don't know. I cannot see how thin they are. I really would like one that would be about half this size, because it's a little hard for me to grip this much here. If it were only half this size, then it would fit nicely. I'll have to check into Aranda J's store, because I know that she has some acrylic blocks. I want to get some of her cutters anyway. But yeah, this is pretty much how you do it. And you do it, as I showed in the beginning, with just with black, by mixing the glitter in a little bit of black and then attaching it on the edges. You can also make a snake, but make sure that you always have glitter, no glitter, glitter, no glitter, glitter, no glitter, because otherwise you won't get these arms if it's completely glitter. Or you can have like red glitter, white glitter, blue glitter, yellow glitter, and then you'll get different, the arms will touch, but they will be different colors. No, there used to be a Michael's close to me, but they moved. The landlord raised the lease and they just closed the store. So unfortunately, no Michael's. I really like Michael's better than Hobby Lobby, but it's too far for me to drive. Remember, I told you guys that I cannot drive more than at most 10 minutes at a time. So yeah, let's do a veneer out of this too. So you hold it very gently, and again, very gently press, because if you press too hard at once, it's going to crack on the edges. So very gently, you can turn it around to relieve some of the pressure and make sure that you bring it properly, not tilted. And then press a little bit more and then let it go. And then again, press a little bit more. Don't let it get too stressed so it wouldn't crack on the edges. It's almost ready to cut the veneer out of it. So see, it's all pretty. Let me bring the camera down. Hello, Lilu. So once you get there, then you can go ahead and cut the veneer. Is it enough light? You have enough light there? Bon Kaledo Coco, bonne nuit. And then again, you cut your it went all the way inside. When I was futzing around with it, getting oval. Come on. And again, to flatten it, you use a wax. Bye, Kaledo Coco, bonne nuit, and hello Lilou, encore une fois. So when you flatten it, make sure that you go in all directions to keep the rounded thing. Donc, quand vous l'aplatissez, prenez garde d'aller de toutes directions pour que vous ne la déformez pas. And then you will have a pretty veneer. Let's do the second one. So essentially, let's say I never flattened this one. Let's say that I would want to make a bracelet, for example. So I would just get, let me get this to the thinnest setting. And then start placing your veneers. Always make the underlying sheet the same color as what you used for the base for the spiral bead. And then again use the I don't think Walmart has any, Tina. I've never seen acrylic blocks at Walmart. They have all kinds of stuff, but I've never seen the acrylic blocks, not even at Super Walmart. They probably sell them online, but as I said, I don't want to buy online because I cannot see online how thick they are or thin. Okay, at this point, it's too stuck on the table and it will not move, so I need to get it unstuck first. And then do that again. So you do all this until you see that you don't have any more white spots on the wax paper. Of course, you can try and get it through the pasta machine, but then you'll have to clean a lot of pasta machine unless you have some of that plastic backing for sign that Teresa said you can find that the Dollar Tree. Oh, that's interesting, but I don't know. It depends. Not all plexiglass works good for polymer clay. Some of it gets attacked. I know that I had some of that from Lowe's, and it got messed up after a few uses. So yeah, for all means get it, but then you'll have to pay attention how it works with polymer clay. So see how you can make veneers with the swirly beads and glitter. And definitely not just glitter, but you can shave the swirly part of a swirly bead and make veneers with them. It looks pretty, huh? Now remember, this will be translucent when it bakes. So you can either do your galaxy beads or you can use the whole galaxy thing to do the veneers. Yeah, me too. I love that because you can get all kinds of stuff in the scrap bins. Okay, so did you decide what, so something for sculpture so we can use the, okay, so we can use the fairy wings, huh? Hi, Carol. You came again at the at the end of it, but you'll be able to watch the recording of it. So next time we'll try and do something sculpture to use fairy wings, huh? Unless anybody else has another request. Donc, pour la prochaine fois, on va faire une sculpture pour pouvoir utiliser les ailes de fée. I tried, one of the plexiglasses worked until I broke it, but another one again got attacked by the polymer clay and got all cloudy and sticky, and it didn't work anymore to make swirly beads. But it depends. I'll see if I can. I'm planning on trying to get one of these thinner ones. They are much more expensive, but I'm going to try and get it when it's the 40% off. Thank you, Angel. Thank you for being here too. So we'll see. I don't know if we are going to do a fairy. We might make some other kind of creature. What about a baby dragon with fairy wings? How does that sound? Because that way we can use the what we made in a previous live and be in fashion with everybody, because Game of Thrones is still in fashion. Oh yeah, we can do the sleeping baby fairies. No, I don't, but I can post a short video on my Facebook page once I bake it. If you look maybe like in an hour, I will post it. What about that? I will bake it and then varnish it and post a few seconds video so you can see how it looks like when baked. So we'll do the sleeping baby fairy ornaments. That's decided, because then those can be used as Christmas ornaments in the tree. Now, okay, if you want to do the baby fairy ornaments, let me tell you ahead of time. Get some cheesecloth, and you can find the cheesecloth at like Hancock Fabrics or I think that even Walmart and stuff. And then cut pieces like this from it and use a little bit of food coloring to make them different colors. And then, you know, just swirl them in colored water and then hang them to dry. And then you'll need cotton balls as well. Donc, pour la prochaine fois, on va faire des bébés faits endormants qu'on peut utiliser pour l'arbre de Noël comme ornement. Mais vous avez besoin de, et je ne sais pas comment ça s'appelle en français, donnez-moi un moment, je vais essayer dans le dictionnaire en ligne. On dit étamine, mais c'est ce tissu qu'on utilise pour... oh mon Dieu. Quand on fait du fromage blanc, avant, on l'utilisait pour retenir le fromage et laisser le lait s'en aller, mais c'est ce que vous allez avoir besoin ou quelque chose qui est aussi uh, goodness gracious, soft. Aussi doux et souple que l'étamine pour faire du fromage blanc. Et vous allez aussi avoir besoin du coton, des boules de coton pour faire les petits corps. So, this is essentially, and of course, a wire and some liquid clay and some glitter for the wings and flesh colored clay and a pinch of acrylics or makeup. Oui, un étamine, le tissu utilisé pour faire quand on fait le fromage blanc. So, thank you for being here with me. And I shall see you on the next live. And let me see, because I think that, yeah, before the next live, I will have my monthly chat with you on Saturday, the 2nd of December, probably around 10 o'clock Central Time. So that would be 3 p.m. GMT. Donc, je vais vous voir le prochain dimanche, mais aussi j'aurai mon chat mensuel avec vous samedi, le 2e de décembre. Et probablement à 10 heures du matin, heure centrale, ça sera à 3 heures de l'après-midi, le temps de Greenwich. Merci, thank you again, and have a great remaining of the Sunday. Vous avez un bon dimanche soir. Merci beaucoup.